Hello everyone and welcome to Thailand Unplugged. Let's have a quick look at some of the news we've got coming up today. Hundreds protest in Bangkok after the arrest of some activists. 3 bikers killed in a freak accident on one of Thailand's freeways. And from Johnny Siam, Taiwanese flights to nowhere. Also from Johnny, the Indian plane crash. Hello, I'm Stephen Clark with Johnny Siam, bringing you the latest news from Southeast Asia and the wonderful Land of Smiles, Thailand. Those and other stories coming right up. Hundreds protest in Bangkok after activists arrested. A flash mob of hundreds took to Bangkok streets today to protest against the arrest of 2 pro-democracy activists. The latest outburst of anger in a movement increasingly vocal on its demands for reform in Thailand. The kingdom has seen nearly daily rallies in recent weeks, with mainly young protesters denouncing the government of former military leader General Prayut Chan-o-cha. The protest leaders were arrested on Friday evening on 8 charges, including sedition and breaking covert rules about gathering at rallies held in Bangkok Democracy Monument on July the 18th. Human rights lawyer Anand, 35, and activist Panampong, 24, were released on conditions they would not repeat the alleged offences. On his release outside the city criminal court, Anand said he would abide by the terms. Our demands for rewriting of the constitution and rejection of the coup are constitutional, he told awaiting reporters. But the bail decision did not deter a flash mob of around 1,000 protesters taking over a major junction in the Thai capital, the largest since the contested rally 3 weeks earlier. Crowds cheered and applauded the speakers on stages in the pouring rain, many holding up the 3-finger protest salute inspired by the Hunger Games movie franchise. "If we burn, you burn with us," said the place cards containing that theme. Former military leader General Prayut held on to power after a national election last year, but the protesters regard his government as a legacy of the royal junta regime. Some have even dared challenge Thailand's controversial lèse majesté law, which protects the monarchy and its super-rich king from criticism, carrying a sentence of up to 15 years per charge. It is one of the more harsh laws of its kind in the world, making open scrutiny of the king's royal family virtually impossible. No charges have so far been filed under the draconian law against the protesters. Thailand's economy has been rocked by the Chinese coronavirus pandemic, laying bare the equality of society preserved to favour the elite pro-military establishment. Thailand. Bikers plough into tow line, killing 3 of them. Police this morning charged the truck driver and a bus driver for recklessness after the riders died at an intersection on highway number 340 in Suphanburi, Sai Prasat district. 2 riders died immediately at the scene. 1 died later at a hospital. They were part of a large group of nearly 40 riders who had just made merit at Singburi province. Witnesses reportedly told officials that the deceased were riding motorcycles along with the 2-wheel lady bikers group, who were on their way home from Merit, making trip to a temple in Singburi province. The 3 bikes accelerated to make a green light at an intersection when a 6-wheel truck, which was towing another bus, crossed their path, said witnesses. The towing rope was quite long and possibly the bikers were unable to see it from a distance, causing them to violently hit the rope, sending the riders flying onto the road. The 40-year-old truck driver reportedly told officials that he was driving the truck from Ang Thong to Utia while towing the bus that was carrying employees of a factory as it had run out of gas. And this is why you put a rag on a rope that's overly long so that people can see it. And especially motorbikes travelling around 120 kilometres an hour.
Yes, with the pandemic and people getting bored, flights non-existent, Taiwan To enable their air fleet to continue making a bit of money, they've come up with a novel sightseeing offer called the Flights to Nowhere, with the flights taking off from the country's international airport and flying over the Northwest Cape, circling Japan's Ryukyu Island, and then flying over the picturesque rural southern coast of Taiwan and returning. A flight time of about 2 hours to escape and maybe think you're on your way to somewhere. Johnny out. India. An Air India express jet carrying 190 on board from Dubai early Saturday morning crashed at Calicut International Airport. The plane skidded along the runway and overshot, breaking into 2 sections. Unfortunately, about 19 people died. Indonesia. East Java. A student has been expelled from a prestigious university and charges are pending. The student tricked multiple victims into performing an act known as bondage mummification and used the pretext of academic research to fulfill his gratification. How disgusting. And another story from India. A man on parole has been apprehended because he didn't return to prison, saying that he didn't want to go back to prison. Although it's surprising that he even got parole, because his crime was murder and theft. He murdered 50 taxi drivers and stole their taxis, of which he sold, and the bodies of the drivers he threw into a canal which was infested with crocodiles, so there was no evidence. Interesting, just to have a person like that on parole walking around. Over in the Philippines, although this time of the year is their tropical rain and cyclone season, but in the country's healthcare system, Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, there's a bit more than a storm. Senator Hontiveros has said those proven to have benefited from the fraudulent activities netting them 15 billion Philippine pesos from Philippine Health should be brought to justice. Although this may be a little bit hard, as the watchdogs don't seem to make it easy. The Ombudsman, Audit and Civic Service Commission, the ones to protect, you would think, said that they cannot. As a mandate, they have to be independent. Now that's very interesting. A civil watchdog has to be independent. So would that mean that somebody has something to do with this disappearing money? Anyhow, the Philippine president has given an order telling them all departments will cooperate with an outcome. So good on him. Stops the infighting and makes these people do what they're supposed to do. Johnny out.